Hello, hello, and welcome to the stream. It's me, Wordy Girl. I'm here, and I feel that this camera is weird. Our garden is bright and sunny today. It is actually sunny outside. So I know you see that light, but it's not at the right angle, so I'm gonna keep these lights on. Welcome to the stream. I am going to be doing some co-working, and I'm going to be oopsies. Who put that over there? Okay. I'm gonna put the songs on, and then I'm going to okay. I'm gonna put the songs on, and then I'm going to be doing some co-working in the background and some quiet reading while I'm eating, and then we might do more stuff. So yeah. Thank you so much for the butterfly flutter, LSU Tigers. We are about to be in an ad. If you are in an ad, exclamation point ad, so let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you're back. How are you, LSU Tigers? I see you redeemed randomness. So what I'm going to do is I am going to show you guys something that I got. These are lemon crisp Kit Kats. They taste pretty good. They're not exactly chocolate, it's more like white chocolate with lemon in it. And they taste similar to these Russell Silver lemon fudge things that I had a long time ago. So thank you for the randomness. I'm doing good here, Wordy Girl, says LSU Tigers. I'm glad you're doing good. Alright, if you're back from the ads, welcome back. LSU Tiger says, now folks can read my name better after I've changed 2 days ago from LSU Tigers 2026, all smashed together in no caps. Yeah, so I did mention this last time because I did see you when I did my 25-hour stream, and I said, wow, you changed your name, now I can read it more easily. So yeah, that was good. I'm glad you did that because it is easier to read. Sometimes things are smash together. That's why if you pay attention with my name, usually how I say wordy girl, and I have the W uppercase and I have the G uppercase, so that they can see that it's two different words. It's really kind of weird, but I like that kind of thing. I don't necessarily put like underscores and stuff, but if I capitalize each letter, you can kind of get a person who's reading to realize, wait, this is where the words are divided. So, yeah. Hey, it's a Shy Red Fox. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. It's saying happy birthday. It's not quite my birthday yet, but thank you. My birthday is on the 13th, which is this Friday. And, yeah, thank you. How are you? Some of you guys are about to be in an ad. If you are in an ad, exclamation point ad, so let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you are back. Shy says, fun, I hope your day is fab. I'm good, just trying to get a few things done today, and I saw you had a birthday stream goal. Yes, thank you so much. Feel free to lurk and work. This is actually a co-working stream today, so I'm like doing some reading and stuff while, every time you ask that, LSU Tigers, I say something about it, but I think you leave. Because I keep saying something about it, but you didn't hear me. You guys are about to be in an ad. Exclamation point ad, so let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know you're back. Thank you so much for following the channel, much love. Some of you guys are in an ad. I will wait until the ads are over to continue talking to make sure that everybody can hear me. Alright, you guys must be back from the ads. If you're back, welcome, welcome back. I am done with my breakfast of cup noodles, I assume. So, if you're back, please let me know. LSU Tigers, if you're back, please let me know, because I have said something about your name multiple times in this stream and in the other stream when I first saw that your name was changed. But every time I say something, it seems like you don't hear me because you keep asking about it again. Thanks so much for the lurk, Galaxy. God bless, much success, sending prayers, love, and hugs you by always. I appreciate you stopping by. Kofi Stream Bot is in the chat to let you know that if you do donate while I'm live, fun things can happen. Oh, thank you so much for the donation. Much love. Shy Red Fox, I am going to give you a donation will spin. Sorry. Donation wheel, there we go. Alright, let's pause this music in a second because the donation wheel is gonna have some music. Alright, here we go. Thank you so much, Galaxy, for the 3 stream streak. And I appreciate the lurking. Ha! I get to write you in as a cameo in the story. I feel like I was supposed to already before, and I don't know if it's that you didn't get back to me or if I just didn't do it properly. But please let me know. I do know that I was working on a draft where there was a plush red fox animal in an apartment, and I thought, is that your cameo or is that just a nod to you? So if you want to actually be a cameo character, let me know as well. You don't have to do it right now. You can think about it. You can DM me and such, and yeah. But thank you so much for the donation. Much love to you. Ooh, that would be fun to be a plush red fox. I don't have to be a character. Plushies are good. Yeah, I feel like I don't know if I actually published that story yet, so I will just make sure that I publish that story and I show you the story, because if I didn't, that wasn't good at all. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much again for the donation. Much love. And then I will also try to make sure that, I know it was just briefly mentioned, but I'm probably going to make it more of a significant thing since this is going to be your official cameo. And you can also DM me if you want to specify, like, who does this belong to? Like, where do you want the plushie to live? Like, I think it was in an apartment, but I'm like, whose apartment? And like, who owns it? It doesn't have to be specifics, but just anything that you think is cool. feel free to DM me, and I will make sure that it is nice for you. Will do. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I am just doing some lurking and working myself, and a bit of reading as well. Daz! Hello, hello, hello. Happy word day to you. Happy word day to you. It is not quite my word day yet, but thank you. My word day is officially on the 13th. But I appreciate the wishes. How are you? Sleepy but well. Yes, I am sleepy too. And I'm like, I look like I'm sleepy on this camera. I don't know. I guess I feel like I'm sleepy, but I look like it, to me at least. I feel like my eyes are just like, I don't know. Yes, we did in the US, most people in the US did lose an hour of sleep for daylight savings. The thing about me is I didn't really sleep much despite that anyway, which is not good. Usually the wise thing to do is, we know we're losing an hour, try to go to sleep a little early, you know? Yeah. Before that, everyone knows, if you were here, I did a 25-hour stream. I took a break for like 1 hour to take a nap. And then I did a couple of IRL things before returning. And then after that, I kind of just didn't really get much sleep. So, yeah, the daylight savings is not helping, but, you know, I need to just do better. I did do my cashiering on the weekend as well, which was something. But it is a new week. We'll see what happens. I'm going to try to fit in some time for some rest, some better time for rest. And I don't think this one today is going to turn into a 25-hour stream, because that is probably not good. But yeah, the fundraiser was that for every $100 I raise, that's how many hours I'm going to stream on my birthday. So the maximum of that goal is 2,400, obviously, because there's 24 hours in a day. But I already did a 25-hour stream when it wasn't my birthday, which was funny. So far, I need to look and see how much money was raised, but this up here shows the percentage of the goal that has been met. And that will determine how many hours on my birthday that I'm going to stream.
Obligatory associate.
Thank you so much for following. Much love. Okay, indeed. Shy Red Fox, I have received your message. That it was nice. Cool. I will say, in the original story, at least the draft of whatever I was writing, that was not the case, but this is cool. So indeed, that will be. Let's see. Cross a time zone and you can get an extra hour in the day, says Daz. Yes, Daz travels so much. And it was funny because you and both you and it was Matt, I think, from Finish It podcast. And you guys didn't go together or anything, not even at the same time. But both of you talked about separately that your flight to Australia and your return flight back was like the same day or a day before or something. It was something very weird. And it was like, that's weird. Time zones. And it's almost like you didn't go anywhere or you went to the future or something. I forgot exactly how it worked. But I remember both of you were talking about it. And I was like, yeah, that's weird. Time zones, right? Time zones. Australia is so forward into the future. I believe Japan is as well. To the point where if you go there like now, it's going to already be tomorrow, and then you can come back here, and then it will still be the same day or something. It's just like, okay, it takes my brain a bit to calculate how that works, but yeah. Flying to Brisbane to Dallas, we landed an hour before we took off on the same calendar day. Yes, exactly. That's what it was. I knew it was something weird, and I was like, oh my goodness. And Shai, I know Shai has gone to Japan. Shai says, when we came back from Japan, last time we left about 11 a.m. and got back to the U.S. before 11 local time. Time travel! Yeah, it's like you went in a little pocket dimension to Japan for 5 seconds and came back. Speaking of that, something similar happens. No spoilers, but I have been reading those, and those are pretty cool. And yes, I am planning to get you your reports next week. But yes, interesting. British Empress is here. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Happy early birthday. Yes, thank you. And how was your birthday, British Empress? Blimey, says Pringles. Yeah, that is those time zone shenanigans can be very fun, especially around this time. Then some of the world switches forward. Some of the world, I think Australia goes backwards because they are in the southern hemisphere, but they don't do it yet. They wait until a bit, and then like the UK doesn't do it yet. The United States already did it, and there's some states in the United States that don't do it at all. It's like, oh my goodness, what is happening? It's time zone shenanigans. But you guys are about to be in an ad. Exclamation point ads to let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you are back. British Empress says mine was lovely. I got a good shopping trip out of it. Nice. I got all the things I need, and now I'm going to be keeping busy even more. Yes, I'm glad you got all the things you need. And I'm glad it went well. All right. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1. And you guys should be back. If you're back, welcome back. Let's catch up on the chat. I'm glad you had a lovely shopping trip. British Empress also. Blimey says there's Pringles in all of us. British says my IRL friend's birthday is also in March, which is why we are really close, but hers isn't until the 22nd of March. I just wrapped up 7 gifts. 2 more in the mail to come. Oh yes, you just wrapped 5 out of 7 gifts for your friend. Nice. British Empress also says hi to Blimey, and I love Pringles. My favorite flavor has to be the sour cream. Blimey says I loved the barbecue ones. Once you pop, you just can't stop. All right. So I think the stream probably is going to be kind of short today, especially because it's not going to be 24 hours today. But we're just doing some co-working and lurking and chatting. I'm worried the gifts won't all fit in the pretty box I got her for her birthday this year. Oh wow. So you like got a big box to put little wrapped gifts inside of? That's cool. Usually, well, what I used to do when I was able to do a lot more, like for Christmas and stuff, what I would do is just get a container, and all the gifts for the people would fit in that container. Be that container like a little purse or backpack, a briefcase, a luggage case or something like that, because I personally don't like
ring 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 banana phone.
Hello. You unlocked the secret banana phone. How are you? Yes. Yes, I'm glad. Yeah, you're not in that basement anymore. That's good. Did you have some delicious food today? Cool. All right, great. Yep. Of course. Oh yes, tell the mirror I said hi. Okay, bye. Alrighty. He's added Pringles, I believe. Yes, I'm sure. The banana phone has a certain appeal. There we go. New ringtone for phone, says Blimey. That is all the food he's had, Pringles. But yes, the phone is randomized, and that is the secret banana phone ringtone, and that was pretty cool. I got surprised at first. I was like, wait a second, what's playing? What is this? Oh, wait. But yes, nice. It's been a long time since we've had that one play. But I was telling people the other day that at first, the sound alerts program that I go through, they had it where you have to just add the sounds manually. So I added more of everything else, and then there's only one banana phone. But I can go in there now and actually change it to say it is random. Banana phone is in the rare category, because they changed it. But you know, the other day when somebody tried to redeem something, it played the one that I marked rare first. So I don't know how actually accurate that is. Blimey says, I created a monster in my story that loves Pringles, Empress. He'll do anything for Pringles. British Empress says, Wardy, I must admit you are very entertaining, but in a good way, of course. Well, thank you. I am glad you are entertained here. She needs the love. Don't hold back, British Empress, says Blimey. We all need love. Yes. I love you all so much. Thank you. And I appreciate you guys stopping by the stream. I am very surprised, but very honored that people do find the streams entertaining, because a lot of times I just think, I must just be boring just sitting here. But I'm glad that you guys find fun and entertainment here. It's good to have your company as well. Oh yes, I'm glad. It's good to have your company too. But like I said, we are probably going to, it's been it's going to be in 10 minutes, an hour past, and this is probably just going to be a very short stream today because I do have quite a few things to catch up on since the weekend. So, Blimey says, find someone who loves you and supports you like that guy who's sober hold back in samurai fame Ghost of Yotai. I think you're talking about the boss that was too challenging, and I probably pronounced that wrong. Is it Yote? Yote? E-I is A, like sensei, I think. Yes. All right. I know Shy Red Fox knows these things also. Yeah. The funny thing is, this is a funny story. When I was younger, and we knew about senseis and stuff, but we would say sensei, which is not the correct pronunciation of the word. But it is sensei. Yote. Sensei. I'm about to do my 6th PDF. There are 34 to do, so I will have done 6 out of 34. Well, much success with your PDFs. That sounds like a lot of work. I do because I enjoy it. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. Yes, it keeps you busy. It's good sometimes to have something to do. Blimey says, lore building is so much fun. Sometimes I get distracted away from the main story. Yeah, exactly. That is something that we, especially in the world building community, are like, it's usually like world building disease, as they call it, because sometimes you get so focused on all these little intricate details in the background or world building or lore and history of characters that you're not focusing on the main storyline anymore because all these little details are so fun, which is understandable, and it's actually fun because sometimes that stuff is good, sometimes that stuff is needed, but sometimes if you are like, wait, I know I need to get back to the story, hold up, let's get back to the story. But I am a weird kind of writer, as in like I said, if I stare at something for too long, I will just start figuring out so many things about the background, about the past, about why something is the way it is, and that's why sometimes I just have to say, nope, I'm not gonna look at that area, because if I do, that's it. I'm just gonna look straight at the story that I'm trying to write right now. But then, yeah, that's fun. Lore building can be cool, and it can be fun because when you're writing, a lot of the stuff that you build, the lore, you probably don't have to put it all in the book, but it just being there helps the readers to feel like this world is deep and immersive and realistic, because there's so much hidden lore here that you don't have to necessarily just dump it all on the page, but you have that lore in your back pocket, so you can bring it out if you need to, and that makes things feel more multifaceted and deep, as opposed to just being like, oh, it's just like that, that's just how it is. But yeah, you do have to be cautious about it if you are straying too far away from the main story, like how it's sometimes called rabbit holes. If you go down a rabbit hole and then you can't get back, and you're like, oh man, what was I writing about again? Blimey says, me, gonna start this main story. Also me, creates entire new species and lore. Yeah, exactly. And then also like following side characters. I have said this before, a lot of times people think I don't have side characters because all of my characters somehow, I could write them as the main character if I want. I just have to choose who the main character is and focus on them. But characters who are in the side, I can actually go up to them and then learn about them and write a story about them. British Empress says, lurk while I get some writing done. All right, God bless, much success, sending prayers, love and hugs your way always. I appreciate you stopping by, and I hope your writing goes well. All right, yeah, so, yeah, the histories, the characters. Blimey says the main character is me. Sometimes, yeah. But if you just see, like, say, I think I used a restaurant example last time. But, like, if it's like a villain lair with a lot of like bad guys in it, that's like each of these little just grunt men are just, you know, random guys that people can knock out. But if I actually look at those people long enough, I can actually figure out who they are and where they came from and why they're working for the villain and how they feel about things. And then it's like, why are we writing about these? We were supposed to be writing about the main characters who were infiltrating the base. Why are we talking about this random guy? It's like, oops. But yeah, it can be fun, and it can be distracting, indeed. Blimey says, when you drop someone book, I'm gonna read it and look out for a random NPC that just walks past, and I'm gonna say, what story of that guy? Yeah, that is the thing. You could actually do that, and I will say, all right, well, let's see what he's about. Guy who bumps into someone gets whole romance novel about finding love. Yeah, that's true. I will say that there was a character, a significant, I mean, it doesn't seem like a significant character, but if you know about someone, which, yeah, I'm not going to do too many spoilers, but it is in his origin story book that can currently be found, he does meet a person. He doesn't really meet them. He just kind of just, as you say, crashes into him almost. And just keeps going. But yes, that person can have a whole story if I want it to. And the story from that person's perspective will be interesting, to say the least. It might have nothing to do with spies. It might have nothing to do with anything. Some of you guys are about to be in an ad. If you are in an ad, exclamation point ads to let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you are back. Hello, 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 Colonel. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. How are you? Alright, if you're back from ads, welcome, welcome back. Let's catch up on the chat. Blimey says, his story starts like some guy in a suit with a green tie rushed into me. Dropped my car keys down the drain. Unbelievable. Can you believe that guy? Colonel is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. How are you? We'll be working while watching. Will, thank you for the lurking and working. God bless, much success. Sending prayers, love, and hugs your way always. I appreciate you stopping by and much success with your work. I am going to try to just do probably a little 30-minute sprint, and when we're done with that, we might just raid out. Let's see, how many minutes are left here? Until 32. 28 minutes, okay? Let's do 28 minutes, sure sprint. I'll just be doing some typing in the background. Blimey says, hello, Colonel, how's Scotland? I'll be visiting my family there soon. Oh no. There was something somewhere I forgot. I hope I put it over here. No? Oh no. I'll just have to write it again because I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. It got deleted. Went to a charity shop and saw a very good looking guy, but it was just a mirror on sale. Oh, good one. Something's wrong with this key. Sounds like Valentine here. Blimey says almost hit on myself. Haha. I was job hunting. Nice. I hope that you were able to figure some things out about the charity shop. I know you were curious about working there. They had a lot of staff already, but there are a lot more to check. Okay. Well, much success with your continued search. I hope it goes well, and I hope you find a place that you can work at that requires more help. Because yeah, I know sometimes when you go and apply for a job, they're like, I already have a lot of workers. Sorry, we don't need any more workers. But then when you go to a place, sometimes it's like, we are so understaffed. We need help. So I hope that you are able to find a place that's not completely understaffed to the point where you will be overworked, but not completely staffed to the point where they don't need to hire you, if that makes sense. 23:19 on the clock for all you sprinters out there.
What took you so long?
Hey, it's Flat Cap Dapper Pastor. Hello, hello, hello. Tip of the cap, tip of the cap. Welcome, welcome in. How are you? Goodness. Welcome in, everyone. How are you and how's your stream? I am going to shout you guys out. If you're not following, please do follow Flat Cap Dapper Pastor. How was the stream, guys? Thank you for the lurk, Flat Cap. God bless. Much success. Sending prayers, love, and hugs your way always. I appreciate you stopping by. And thanks so much for the raid. Hello, part of raid, says Supersonic, saved by grace. How are you guys over there, and how was the stream? Blimey says I should ask the African Cafe too. That's newish. Yes, you might be able to work at a cafe. That sounds good. Okay, I'm watching people is here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. I guess we rated. Yes, we did. Welcome in. I'm watching you. How are you? How was Flat Cap stream? Let me know. Blimey says, with my lifetime membership, how much do I see? Everything. You are at the base op level. So, at your base op level, let's see. I'm gonna go to my subscription page so that people can see what different agency levels mean. All right. So, let's go down to here. These are, so the temporary dependency membership is the cheapest one. It is just $1 per month. And sometimes this tier will go away because it's not available, but sometimes we open it up so that people can subscribe for $1 per month. And if you do subscribe for $1 per month and we take the tier away again, you can still stay on your tier. We just make it where it's closed, where nobody else can join. But this is the cheapest way to get the goods and support your local Will-O-Wisp branch. For the low, low price of a $1 USD per month, you can become a temporary dependency, gaining access to surprises, shenanigans, check-ins from Stuart, and other secret sneak peeks. But beware, this discount roll is only available for a limited time. Once the window closes, there's no telling when or if it will be opened again, so take advantage while you can. For that one, you get surprises and shenanigans, Stuart check-ins, top secret Discord access, personalized keycard badge, blurbs and credits, and shop discounts. The other ones will have those same benefits plus more. Let's read what I'm watching people says. The last thing I heard, we were talking about Joseph and Pharaoh, and my food got a bit loud, and I got to concentrating on not burning the house down. Makes sense. That took me away from the lesson for a bit. I'm currently eating breakfast and getting ready for a weekly sermon in. So I will be lurking. God bless you. Thank you so much. God bless. Much success. Sending prayers, love, and hugs your way always. I appreciate you stopping by. Much success with the sermon. I hope your food is good and delicious and that you didn't burn the house down. Introductory intern. New recruit, you've got a lot to learn. They'll show you the basics, but there's so much you don't know and won't know. Not until you're older. This has all the previous perks in addition to Writer's Life updates, which are just basically out of story updates from me about what's going on in the world and like in the world of my projects and with me just as a creative. You also get voters influence polls, so you can vote on things if I'm trying to do a certain direction of the story or something like that. And you also get Will-O-Wisp training lessons, which I'm going to have to do some more of those. They are basically where you are getting taught a lesson as if you are part of the world, and sometimes there's even homework, but you don't have to do the homework because this is for fun. If you want to do the homework, you can. If you don't have to do the homework, you don't have to. Now, this is the one you are. Blimey, it's the base op level. You are officially part of the team, not out there kicking butt though. You are secure here in headquarters at a computer screen typing away. Even still, it is safe to say the whole company would totally go down without you doing what you do, right? And you get a cool chair, so that's a plus. So you get everything else, including early release excerpts and snippets, so it's like little story clips. You get character journal reports, which is where characters tell from their point of view about stuff that's happening. And then you also get social shares and shout outs. So if you want me to shout you out online or something like that, I do. And yeah, that's the level you are at. But if you are in an ad, exclamation point ads to let me know, exclamation point pack to let me know that you're back. What can you tell me about the Pringle bones? Pringle bones? I don't know. They might be made out of Pringle chips. Bonus.
Injury associate.
Okay. Thank you so much, Andy, for following. Much love. We have 13 minutes and 4 seconds left on the clock for all you sprinters out there. That is an interesting prompt. I don't know how to do that. Me being base ops, eating Pringles sounds accurate, yes. The ads are about to be over in 6 seconds. And if you're back from the ads, welcome back. Blimey asks me to tell about the Pringles bonus. The Pringles bonus as a base op? Yes. Blimey says, me being base ops, eating Pringles sounds accurate. Yes. So you do get a Pringles bonus as a base op. Your base op character could have said, you know what? If I'm gonna work here, I need some Pringles. And then they would be like, really? And then you were like, yeah, you know, I am not doing just nothing sitting here at this computer. I'm doing epic stuff. So if you want me to stay here in this chair, I'm gonna need some Pringles. And they talk to each other, and the higher ups are just like, well, he is good, you know. He's very talented hacker and all that stuff. So I think we can spare a can of Pringles. per week. You say no, 1 per day. And they say 1 per day is a bit much. All right, fine. 1 can of Pringles per day. And you're like, yes, all right, thanks. And then you go back to your base ops and you're snacking on Pringles and hacking. Yeah, so as the lifetime base op, that means you don't have to pay every single month. You just are always a base op. And that was because thank you so much for your contributions to this birthday stream goal. That how much you contributed was the amount that you could pay to become a lifetime member of that rank. So I do appreciate you very much, and I hope you enjoy your base op Pringles bonus. So yeah, the base op tier is probably the one that people like the most. I feel like I probably have the most base ops other than the temporary dependencies, because the temporary dependencies, sometimes I even give that tier away, and then a lot of people just pay $1 a month, which is fine. But the actual paid tier, the base op is kind of the one where they're like, okay, I get stories, I get, you know, all kinds of stuff. The benefits of that tier are just kind of the sweet spot. There are some tiers above that though, that is like, you get to know all the secrets, but those are way more expensive tiers. I don't have anybody up there. I have some people in a field agent though. Field agent is slightly higher than base op. They get a few more things, but I don't have any super spies, and I don't have any elite espionage agents either. Actually, yet at least. Can you hack into a door for me? Can you hack into a door? Me munching on Pringles, talking with my mouth full. Right. Right. Hack in the door. Yes, I can imagine that scene. The funny thing is, there was an interactive game I had where you are a base op and you have to try to control stuff, and someone doesn't know you're controlling stuff. So like, you can make car go on the fritz, and you can like control the elevator doors to close before someone can get into them and stuff like that. It was like an interactive fiction choose your own adventure type thing that I started a long time ago, and I still never finished it. But it was basically that this is a test for someone. Someone thinks he's being sent on a mission, but you're spying on him and you're controlling the environment to see how he acts, because General Regato is annoyed by someone and wants someone to slip up. So your mission as a base op was to like try to get him to do something weird so that the higher ups can be like, yes, get that guy out of here. But since this is like a choose your own adventure interactive fiction, you can choose to help someone if you want, or you can choose to sabotage someone, or you can choose how you do it. Like usually in an interactive fiction, there will be a main character, and then when you get to a choice point, it says, should you go in the door or should you stay outside? But instead of controlling the characters, this is, should you as a base op close the door so someone can't go through it, or should you as a base op activate this trap over here, and see what someone does to react? Because that controlling the characters would be weird in that situation, because I know how they would act, and it would be kind of weird to control the characters to do something different from how they would act. So that's how I had made this, where you can choose the environment, and then I, as the writer, know how the actual characters act and how they will react to that environment. Blimey says I'd probably help him. Yeah. Ping is here. I think he said I could call you Ping last time. 3 stream streak. Thanks so much for the 3 stream streak. How are you? Welcome. Wolfpack Kata is here as well. Hello, Miss Wordy Girl. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Yes, ping works. I'm sleepy and should be sleeping right now. Yeah, that sounds about right. I am quite sleepy as well, but I hope you are able to get some rest if you are wanting to sleep right now. I think you are in a time zone where it's night. And if you're in a time zone when it's day, it's fine. You can still take a nap if you're sleepy. If you're able to, please do. 4:30 on the clock for all you sprinters out there. I am trying to shift my sleep schedule because I'm about to work nights. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah. Yeah, so you're basically trying to become nocturnal. Makes sense. If you want to, I think the best, well, it's not the best for everybody, but if you stay up for a long time, when it's safe to, then you can cause yourself to become sleepy in the daytime. But if you are already working nights, then it wouldn't be advised to try to make yourself too sleepy, especially depending on what kind of job you have. We don't want it to be dangerous where you're sleepy while you're working. I am basically trying to move to the Middle East with my time zone. Yeah, basically. So, I would say maybe you could try to just lay down in the daytime. But if you feel like, I'm not going to sleep, when it's safe, I would say try to stay up through the day, and then when it's nighttime, don't go to sleep. Try to stay up as long as you can, so that when it becomes morning again, you are tired, and then you go to sleep. That's what I would try to do, probably. And then that can get yourself on the schedule. I've been trying to stay up. I fell asleep pumped full of caffeine and trying to stay up and still immediately fell asleep. Then I woke up at 8 well rested. Okay, at 8 what? 8 a.m. or 8 p.m.? a.m. Yeah, it's probably a very challenging challenge for you to get on this track. Especially if your body is very used to your current schedule. I slept for like 5 hours and was more well rested than 8 hours. Yeah, that's interesting. 5 hours pumped full of caffeine. I've heard sometimes certain people, caffeine makes them sleepy, which is weird. I don't think that's the case with you, but it's probably just the case of your body saying, I don't care about the caffeine, I'm sleepy. So maybe don't do the caffeine, because it sounds like it's being counterproductive. Usually caffeine helps keep me awake even if I'm tired. Yeah. Alright, so if the staying up thing isn't working, maybe when you wake up at 8, just lay down. Just keep laying down. Yeah, your body just wants to sleep. Exactly. When you wake up at 8 a.m., just keep laying down. And I know you're probably going to get bored and restless, but just try to keep laying down. Just try to close your eyes and just imagine fun stuff, or just like, I don't know, think about random things and just try to close your eyes. Have your phone somewhere else so you're not even worried about anything. And then, yeah, if you're getting bored and restless, Okay, here's another thing. How about trying to listen to boring audiobooks or something? If you listen to boring audiobooks, they might help you to go to sleep. Or you can even find free things on YouTube, like lectures or something. Something that you feel like your brain will just be getting like, what is this? But you probably just will just feel like, I'm ready to turn this on. No. No. I'm not gonna hit you over the head with the bat. That's not gonna be good. But yeah. I guess they do have, what is it? Time's up. How did you guys do that sprint? Let me know in the chat. Sometimes they have the little gummies that you can try to go to, like the melatonin gummies or something, so that you can try to make yourself sleepy, as opposed to trying to pump full of caffeine to make yourself awake. But those can be dangerous as well, so be careful with that. Blimey says, I can recommend audio. I checked out because Gwen Stacy from Spider-Man comics read in comic, and it was about myth and legends. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, sometimes I will just listen to certain audios and stuff. And sometimes I'm not even trying to go to sleep, but certain audios I will just listen to, and I'll just be like, I'm getting tired. Some people listen to like scriptures, like Psalms and stuff while they're going to sleep. Some people like it to have the music, like the ambient music on the background. Sometimes I don't care for the music. I just would rather just be a voice. Or if music helps you to go to sleep, classical music or like lo-fi music or whatever kind of music you think is relaxing. You can also try to foster your environment to be more relaxing. Like if the windows are open, like the curtains are open and you see the sun, usually that makes you feel like it's morning time. So you might want to get blackout curtains, or you might want to, I don't know, some people like the room to be cold so that they can feel like they want to be under the covers. I personally get cold so fast. I like my room to be warm, and it's not. And I have so many blankets and heaters and stuff. Normally I don't have a problem with sleeping enough. Usually I oversleep, except when I'm trying to hijack my sleep schedule. I have almost no experience in not being able to sleep. Yeah, that's the thing. That's how I am a little bit. Like, I know some people have insomnia, but I am kind of the opposite, where I'm always able to go to sleep even when I don't want to, but I feel like it's because I stay up too much. I am a person who I can stay up a long time. When I go to sleep, I can just fall asleep out of nowhere, like while I'm trying to do work and stuff like that, which is annoying because I'm like, I was supposed to stay up and do a thing. I'm just lazy, depressed, and ADD. Yes, not ADD, which is a deadly combo. Yeah. Math will make me sleep. Exactly. So what you need to do is when you wake up at 8 a.m., turn on a math lecture and try to lay down, keep laying down in the bed. So how this will work is you might get bored and restless after, like, it's almost 9 o'clock now, and you just woke up at 8 and you try to stay in the bed listening to a math lecture, and you're like, okay, it's enough. It's 9 o'clock. So then you try to go up and about your day. And then at the end of the day, when it's about to be bedtime, try to just stay up at least 1 more hour. Just try to stay up at least 1 more hour. And then go to sleep. Then when you wake up, you might wake up at 9 o'clock and then try to stay in the bed until 10. And then keep just trying to do 1 more hour. Because sometimes when you do stuff like cold turkey, or you try to just do too much at the same time, it won't work. But if you try a little bit at a time, it might be a better ease into it, if that makes sense. I'll just lay there and learn math, which might be more miserable than being tired on the job. Yeah, but just lay there and learn math, and your body will soon realize, when I wake up, I lay there and learn math. And then try to get out of your bed an hour later every day until you shift into the time that you're supposed to be getting up. Some of you guys are in an ad. If you are in an ad, exclamation point ads to let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you are back. This might be offensive to you, but listening to a dictionary audiobook might do the trick. Yeah, no, that's not offensive at all. Like I said, sometimes I'm listening to a Bible, or I might be listening to something, I fall asleep, because just the monotonous of the words of just talking, especially depending on who's narrating, it will sound not very exciting. And dictionaries just defining words is funny. Laura's here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. And I think you guys are about to be in an ad. Exclamation point ad, so let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you are back. Alright, we got about 30 seconds left in the ads. Hold on one moment. Alright, you guys should be back from the ads. If you're back, welcome back. Let's look at the chat. It says, oh yes, British Empress and Laura are talking. Ping says some people read the word, the Bible like it isn't the word of God, and like they should read it in a monotone and sleepy voice. Yes, sometimes they do. Nine Passion says, happy birthday. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it, but it's not currently my birthday. My birthday is March 13th, but we are doing a birthday fundraiser today to see how many hours I will stream on my birthday. But thank you for the wishes. Laura is saying, I didn't see you in Discord, to British Empress. Ping says, I've heard some audio Bible that feels like the person reading it doesn't want to be there. I don't have ads, so I'm just sitting here looking at Where to Go wiggling in her chair, yes. Welcome back from the ads. Blimey says, same, but looking at apps that can write reports on characters. Nice. Happy birthday. Thank you for the birthday wishes, but it's not my birthday quite yet. It will be on March 13th. But yes, as you were saying, like, okay, so I will say, I've been talking about this a lot as well. During the pandemic, I was working from home, and I was like, I need something to listen to, something to do, because I was doing monotonous working from home. And so I went and binged all the Sherlocks again. And it was Greg Wagland from Magpie Audio. And he does such a good job narrating the Sherlock stories. And at the time, he had a lot of them, but he hadn't done all of them yet. I think he's since done all of them. But yes, you've been going through Sherlock Holmes again, exactly. And I was like, he's such a good narrator. And then when it got to the stories that he didn't do yet, I was like, okay, I need to find them so I can listen to them. And then I listened to other people doing it, and they were just like, I just felt like I should have just waited for him to do it. Because, yeah, they were not great. There is a Bible reading that I like. I forgot who it is. There's a YouTube of it, and the way that they read is nice. And then there's also like dramatized Bible and stuff like that. I remember when we were younger and they had like this celebrity Bible with the kid stars and stuff narrating, which was interesting. I don't think I actually listened to that, but I remember that being advertised. But sometimes I admit it will be like so and so and so and so, and it's just like very, like, it's not anything that sounds like it's supposed to be anything. It's just like a droning voice, and you're just like, I'm going to sleep. And that's natural, because usually most people, if they hear a droning voice like that, it does make them sleepy. So that's one of the reasons why I did suggest this to you as well. Ping says, I think the last one wasn't in the public domain until a couple years ago. Probably, yeah. Blimey says, Lazy Sherlock, I figured out who the killer is. Yeah, there's a funny thing about that where it just says, I think this was like a choose your own adventure book or something, where it said, you call the police and say, I know who did it. And then it just went off and said the end. It's like, well, you don't tell who it is? We don't figure out? Okay. That was an interesting ending. But yeah, that's what I would suggest. Like, not an exciting audiobook. Like a boring thing that will make your brain just feel like... But it could be exciting. If you want it to be exciting, it can. If the exciting helps you to lay down and stay in the bed. I don't want the exciting to make you feel like I'm ready to get up and go. Like, the exciting, if you're listening to an exciting audiobook or something while laying down, your brain can be getting entertained so you don't feel restless and bored. But your body is in the condition of still laying down and still resting, which could be helpful for you. So if that works better than a droning voice, then that's good. Because if the droning voice just makes you annoyed and restless as opposed to actually making you go back to sleep, the droning voice might not help. You might want to have an exciting voice. A good audiobook with a good narrator that just helps you feel like, yes, this is cool. But you just stay in the bed and listen to it until a couple of hours pass. Then you get up and start your day. You get up, you wash up, you eat your breakfast and drink your coffee or whatever, and now your body feels like, I'm just starting the day, and it's later. If that makes sense. Hopefully that will work. Ping says, I was waiting for you to say, you call the police and let them handle it. The end. That would be hilarious also. It would. But yeah. Anyways, this has been a stream. It's been kind of, you can use that. Yeah. That's hilarious. Let's see. Let's see if there's any raiding people that we can raid. Maybe I could eat a big meal, but I think that's part of what took me out last night. Oh, yeah, sometimes when people eat a big meal, their body gets tired because their body is trying to digest the meal. That's why they always talk about food coma and stuff, and like after Thanksgiving dinners and stuff, people get sleepy, especially because certain foods, like the turkey and such, have chemicals in them that are kind of like when you're trying to break down those foods, they do make your body tired. Blimey says, it ends like Watson. So who did it? Sherlock. I'll tell you tomorrow. I need a nap. Story ends. Part 2 in 2027. Like, what is this? End game? Yeah, the chemical in the turkey plus overeating just knocks people out. Yes, I laugh at Crystal because she eats 2 potatoes and then there's a coma. Yeah, potatoes are one of those starchy vegetables as well, that if you eat them too fast, you need to also drink water. And then just their mass and the way that they're made up, also as your body's trying to digest them as well, it also probably makes you tired, but also it probably has chemicals in it that are kind of a sedative. Yeah, so that makes sense. If that's the case, you could try to make it where you eat a lighter meal at night so that you don't feel like you want to go to sleep. You can, instead of eating a big dinner that will make you tired, just eat something light and try to stay up an extra hour or 2. Then when the extra hour or 2 passes, you can go to sleep, and then when you wake up, try to stay in the bed an extra hour or 2. If that means listening to a droning voice, you can, but if that means listening to an exciting audiobook that just makes it where you feel comfortable just still staying in the bed and listening to something, so you're not bored and restless, just stay in the bed, listen to it, and allow your body to rest while your mind has this entertaining thing going on. And then once that is over, you can get up out of the bed, get your coffee, get your breakfast, and start your day a little later. And then at night, eat a lighter meal again and try to stay up a few more hours. And then once you do fall asleep, in the morning when you wake up, try to, that's what I mean, just like trim a bit off this end, trim a bit off this end, as opposed to just trying to completely overturn the whole thing. Because if you do that, then your body's just probably going to just be like, I can't do it, it's too difficult, and then you're just going to give up. But if you try to trim a bit off of this end, trim a bit off of that end, and make it a more gradual thing, it'll be better to shift into it slowly than to try to do it all at once and then feel like you're failing. Wordy gonna cosplay Monica's Captain Marvel while I cosplay Carol. I think if I put a blonde wig on, it'll be fine. Yeah, that would be interesting. Interesting. All right, let's see. I think I got like 1 more night to get into this sleep schedule, maybe 2. Yeah, so if you have 1 more night or 2, I still think you should do it gradually as opposed to trying to do it all at once. Because the more days you waste trying to do it all at once and failing like you did last time where you drank 5 cups of caffeine and you fell asleep anyway, that's not helping anything. If you do it slowly and still just like, okay, try to at night stay up a couple of more hours. If you fall asleep, okay. But if you wake up in the morning and it's 8 o'clock, just stay in the bed for a couple of more hours before you get up and do your day. And doing that naturally will soon make it where you feel like, I haven't been up that long. I can keep going a few more hours at night and wake up a little later in the day. Maybe I'll lay in the shower so I won't report myself awake. No! That's weird. Cut down slowly never works to do but jump. Interesting. I personally think that it's better to slowly do it. But some people, the cold turkey thing works. Maybe. If you think it works, much success with it. I just personally think that you might want to go a little slower. But if you want to stay in the shower and just stand in the shower for hours at night, like what, with the cold water running, I feel like that's wasting a lot of money and a lot of water. The thing is, if I'm working 11 to 7 a.m. in a couple of days, it will be cold turkey regardless. Well, not quite. Because if you're working 11 to 7 a.m., that means if you wake up at 8 a.m., like I said, stay in the bed for a couple of hours. Just stay in the bed, even if you woke up. Stay in the bed for a couple of hours, allowing your body to keep resting, even if your mind is thinking about an entertaining audiobook. Then, if, like, what time do you want to get up? Like noon? 1 o'clock? 2 o'clock? Just try to stay in the bed and continue resting. Don't get up. Don't take a shower. Don't eat breakfast. Don't drink coffee. Just find a good, long audiobook that is entertaining and just stay in the bed and lay down. Then, if you woke up at 8, it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Just try to stay in the bed until 2. Once it's 2, get up, shower, coffee, breakfast, go about your day. Then, when it becomes night, your body is probably naturally going to feel like I rested till 2 p.m. So I don't have to immediately go to sleep. Now, some people will be like, oh, it's bedtime, automatically go to sleep even if I'm not sleepy. But this is how you start to try to stay up a little bit, like stay up an hour, stay up another hour. Just find something maybe entertaining, a video game, a movie, or something. And then if you end up falling asleep, if you wake up again at 8 a.m., just try again. Stay in the bed and wait until 2 p.m. But yeah, understandable. Sorry that it's taken, it's taking you a while to try to adjust to this, but much success to you with your work job, and I hope that things get better, and I hope you are able to successfully jump on the schedule. Ping says Google's how to knock yourself out with a bat. Blimey says, I'll knock you out. Promise, it'll be fast. Thanks, Blimey. Okay. Interesting. Alrighty, so let's see. You guys are about to be in an ad. If you are in an ad, exclamation point ad to let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you are back. Winds up a punch like a Looney Tune. Yeah, that's how they are on the Looney Tunes. It's like, what on earth are you doing? And they have to wait for 5 minutes. And they... I punched the screen, it didn't work. Well, thanks for trying, though, says Ping. Can you define concerned? You're asking me to define the word concerned? Sleeping meds can help. I know people just take that. Exactly. That's why I was talking about, like, the melatonin gummies they have and stuff like that, but be careful. You're concerned right now. Some of you guys are in an ad. Exclamation point ad to let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you're back. And we get some food. Going to attempt the food strategy. Well, much success with that. If you're back from the ads, welcome back. We're gonna try to raid out now, I believe. So thank you guys for joining me. And let's see, who can we raid? I'll wait for raid. All right. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. If you guys would like to raid, please do click copy the raid chant in the chat to let the next streamer know that Word Girl sends love. Raid them potatoes, they got chemical in them that sends human brain sleepy if too much. Alright, let's see. Who shall we raid? We have some co-working streams. We have some what's it called? Oh, we have these shrimps, the little shrimps that we can watch. We can just raid to them. Like the animals. We have some fish in the koi pond. Which one do you guys want to raid? Let me know. We have the owls in the Hoot House live stream. If you guys have anybody else you would want me to raid, please let me know. If not, I will just pick somebody at random. We do have the ferrets as well. And then we have some other riders and co-workers. Who would you want to raid? Let me know. If not, I will pick at random. Alright, I guess I will just pick to raid the koi pond. Flat Cap Dapper Pastor raided us, so we will raid Flat Cap Dapper Pastor's koi pond. Thanks so much for joining us for the stream. God bless, much success, any prayers, love, and hugs your way always. I appreciate you all stopping by, and hopefully I will stream again tomorrow. Much love, bye!